Over Britain and Ireland's garden fences lie some of our best-kept secrets.
Oh, my goodness.
And the gardeners that tend them are a unique breed.
You can guarantee if you've got a big one, someone's got something a bit bigger.
In each episode of the series, 3 gardens will be explored and appraised.
They're looking at the lawn. Oh, no.
I am green with envy.
And their owners will share their passion and knowledge with their peers.
Oh, my gosh.
It's like a jacuzzi, isn't it?
Ultimately, they'll choose the garden they believe to be the best.
Just shooting the competition.
It's better than sex, isn't it?
You can't say that.
Welcome to the city of Cork in the southwest of Ireland. Its windy coastal location means that balancing shelter and light is a priority. Yet some of the country's most outstanding gardens are to be found here, including the formality of Fota House and the grounds of Blarney Castle, which are full of exotic species. Our 3 Irish gardeners will open their gates to each other over 3 days. They'll assess garden design and maintenance, their host's knowledge and their overall experience. The winner will receive £500 and the Show Me Your Garden Golden Trowel. The first garden belongs to mother of 3, Bee, who lives in the village of Crosshaven to the south of Cork, with her husband, software entrepreneur Mike. Their 8,000 square metre plot is set in the grounds of an 18th century rectory. It comprises an herbaceous border full of perennials for year-round colour at the front. And the rear is dominated by a line of pleach lime trees, leading to a formal parterre. Beyond that is a walled garden containing specimens from around the world.
The gardening thing, it's a bug, and I have it bad. The garden is so special, I think, because it's sitting in this amazing setting, which has an incredible ambience around it, with beautiful old trees, fabulous old walls. I mean, why wouldn't you want to work in it? It's very special. It's stunning, actually.
Bee and Mike's restorations began in the walled garden over 20 years ago.
There was nothing here, really. It was just totally overgrown. It progressed then from this area, really, all the way through the whole property. There's a huge amount of work gone in here.
Passionate.
Passionate. Now, I've become very passionate. I've become a passionate gardener, I suppose.
I do what I'm told, but my primary role is lawnmower man and heavy lifting. And then Bee does everything else.
Yeah, I'm the rest, basically.
Bee's especially delighted with her formal parterre. Traditionally a 15th century arrangement of low hedging plants in geometric shapes, it mirrors the symmetry of her Georgian property.
I don't think people expect the parterre. Well, I haven't ever seen anybody walk into it and go, oh yeah, we knew that it'd be here. What you have here is beech hedging. The box, which is the outside hedging here. The yew, they were initially balls and squares, which have now been recut. I love it.
Another of Bee's favourite features are her pleach lime trees, whose branches have been entwined to form a living boundary.
We decided we were going to put an installation, actually is probably what you'd call it, into the garden, and this is what came out of it. They were my 25th wedding anniversary present to myself. My father used to say, I mean, if you could leave the world a little bit better than you found it, you haven't done a bad thing. And I think we're doing that. I'm as happy here as I'm anywhere, absolutely. And when I come back and sit in here in the evening after a day's work, it's bliss, absolute bliss.
Bee and Mike's garden is the first of 3 to be judged. It will be assessed by their rival gardeners, starting with legal consultant Harry and his property managing wife Erica.
Well, the most important thing to me in a garden is spatial organisation. Well-proportioned spaces and features.
The garden should be organised quite well, but not overdone, because then it looks false. It doesn't look like nature.
And their next adjudicator will be mental health worker Bruno, who lives on the other side of Cork City.
The 3 things I want to see in gardens are individuality, a plan or a theme to the planting, a welcoming garden that invites you to explore further.
With just days left before they open their garden, Bee and Mike have plenty to do.
I have a little bit more weeding to do along here. The yews and the parterre need to be actually tidied up nicely, basically. The lawns have to be mowed again. And some sweeping still has to be done. The patio areas and that would have to be swept again. There's still a lot that could be done, but I'm going to do as much as I can, and then we'll see what they think.
Bea doesn't have to wait long, as less than a week later, Harry, Erica and Bruno arrive. They'll spend the day in her garden assessing all it has to offer. With her visitors on the doorstep, Bea's keeping her fingers crossed about the day ahead.
Things I'd hope that they don't notice is the weeds I didn't get to. There's some of them around still.
The guests have been given a descriptive statement written by their hosts to provide a taste of what's to come.
The idea behind the garden was to create new spaces. We have tried to incite a passion for some different garden tastes with diverse rooms and planting, and in doing so, adding in some surprises.
So I'm surprised already about the different kind of styles and things you can see as you look around.
And maybe we should take a walk down the left-hand side.
Sure.
They like it, they like it. If they don't, they don't. There isn't a thing I can do about it.
They're about to find out just what their visitors make of the north-facing garden, with its stunning individual spaces. The pleached lime area, the formal parterre, the herbaceous border, and the hidden wall garden. There's a maximum of 100 points on offer, with each set of judges able to give up to 50 points.
Wow, look at that.
That's very formal, isn't it?
There is formality in the context of an amphitheatre of trees.
And
Absolutely.
it actually looks like walls and keeping it separate into different gardens.
As the statement said, it actually creates a compartment, creates a room.
It's a lot of maintenance and a lot of money.
While the trio look round and form their first impressions, the hosts get a look at the competition.
One of the guys is incredibly young to be a gardener. Well, you don't find young gardeners very often, to be honest.
Unless they've studied it.
Yeah.
I can appreciate it, but it's not me.
No, I would prefer this more informal structure instead of having straight wall there, another wall there, and it's missing colour.
The woman is looking critical.
I'll argue with you. I said they've tried to create a room outside in a particular idiom, and the formality of the hedging and the trees actually creates that space.
The garden certainly wasn't what I expected to see. When I walked in, I was immediately struck by the structural lime trees, and it just, for me, it just didn't fit in with the countryside.
Next on their circuit is Bea's pièce de résistance, her formal parterre.
Oh, boy, that's a surprise. That is absolutely fantastic.
We got a no. Very good reaction.
I have to say, the box hedging is perfect, and the amount of work, that amount of time that must go into keeping these hedges trimmed.
The young guy is definitely impressed because he's obviously seeing what's being done.
I like the shape of the cut of the squares and everything, and the blue flowers set it off in the centre. It's not my style, but I like it. I would have put loads of different colours in the centre just to make it more interesting. I need colours. I love colours.
I certainly thought it was wonderful, and I thought that the agapantha brought in a little bit of colour in each of the 4 squares, and it really did it for me. I thought it was wonderful.
With half the tour done, what impact will the colourful border at the front of the house have?
Wow.
This is more like it.
I love this in our garden. It's absolutely beautiful.
Some interesting plants in here, all right. Lots of cornflowers and...
The cornflowers are lovely.
Yeah.
It's very vibrant colours.
Is that another dahlia?
I think that's dahlia.
With a sort of a very dark stem.
Is it? That's a nice one.
Yeah.
I like that.
I don't know what the name is, but I definitely really like it. Definitely one for my shopping list. I really like the herbaceous border. I really like the colour, the informality of it. There was a bit of everything in there. And of course, it was full of dahlias, which I really like.
I think this is a successful herbaceous summer border, which works. I think there's a great deal of colour in it. I think it's been well looked after. It's been well mulched. The edging is good. Possibly could be more of it. There could be another island bed down there.
Bea and Mike's garden seems to have given their guests something to smile about, but it's not quite the last surprise. Harry, Erica and Bruno are in Cork Island, touring Bea and Mike's historical themed garden. They're in the wall garden, hoping for one last surprise.
Hey, isn't this something else?
It's fuller than the other gardens. All the others were organised, and this one is just looks like it ran out of control, and it looks beautiful because of that.
Yeah, this is a Chatham Island forget-me-not. They're stunning plants. They get big blue flowers, but I just find it really hard to keep them alive. Whoever is growing this has done a good job. You can see the seedlings and everything.
That's a kind of a lily,
Isn't it?
It's a daylily.
Daylily.
Yeah.
I have a major problem with lily beetle in my garden, and you can see the lily beetle damage all over the leaves of
Is
this
that a
plant.
beetle? I always thought it was slugs.
There's one there. See
Oh, yeah, those red beetles.
the little eggs on the undersides of the leaves, and the larvae eat
They
all
eat
the
the
leaves.
leaves then.
And they protect themselves in their own faces, so even when you look at the leaf, you can't really see the grub.
This lady mantle, it's a beautiful plant, but you really have to be careful, otherwise it's taking over and it's killing the other plants. But it's still beautiful ground cover.
What's the flower head just at your right hand there? Is that a...
Some people call it heavenly bamboo or Nandina domestica. Usually a foliage plant, but you can see it's in flower there.
Yeah.
This garden is definitely more me. I think definitely looking down this view here with the gingers and the tracheospermum and a few different exotic plants in the pots, this is definitely more my sort of garden.
The statement said that it was going to be a garden of surprises, and for me it was full of surprises, joyful surprises as far as I was concerned. You know?
The moment has come for a last look before they start scoring. Guests must take into account garden design and maintenance before meeting their hosts for the first time.
Hi, I'm Bea.
I'm
Mike.
Barry. Hello, Mike. Fantastic place you have here.
I'm going to stand up and say it right now, it's all me. I'm the lawnmower man and I move things.
You got a brother here, man. I tell you, that's I'm the heavy lifter.
Fed and watered, the guests head to the parterre, where they'll test Bea and Mike's garden knowledge.
Wow, Bea. How did you do this? What type of hedging is that? What?
That's box. It's all box.
All box. How many inches apart are they?
They're 18 inches apart as
18
well.
inches apart. So how long have they been there?
Since 2002.
Was it costly or quite affordable to...
Put it like this, it's not a cheap thing to do. Normally, when I'm doing something, it takes a while to get it by Mike, so I call them feasibility fits. So I have to come up with a really good feasibility study.
I know the feeling.
Oh, good.
So you also know some things are never going to happen.
I get the impression Bea really knows her plants, even though she mightn't overtly kind of talk about her plant knowledge. She definitely seems to grow unusual things and grows them really well, and everything here looks quite healthy.
As part of their open day, the hosts are scored on the demonstration of their garden secret. And with a love of topiary, which are clipped and shaped plants, Bea wants to teach her guests how to keep their hedges under control.
Okay, guys, first I'm going to show you how I do my topiary here, how I maintain it. And you have to maintain it on a regular basis, otherwise it gets all scraggly like this one. So in order to do so, I use this guy, which is a very sharp shears. This is the new foliage here, so it's easier to see because it's lighter in colour and it's also much softer. This goes up, you stand back and have a look at what you're doing. You can see the difference already between one side and the other. And it's actually very easy. And you don't have to be anal to do it. It's very therapeutic. Okay, what do you think, guys?
That's great.
Okay, so who's up next? Eric is bombing it.
Yeah, do I get extra points if I make a horse out of it?
I have to say I really enjoyed the demonstration. Definitely isn't something that I thought I would enjoy, but Bea's a brilliant teacher and she made it sound fun.
Oh, no, this is Eric is upping the ante.
After a few minutes of doing it, I actually found it quite therapeutic, so I'm going to give it a go in my own garden.
I feel today went very well, actually. Very nice people. They were very enthusiastic. I enjoyed their company, I must say, very much.
Open day over, Bea and Mike get to read the comments made anonymously by their rivals in the Green Book. But they won't find out what they've scored till the last garden's been assessed.
The entrance avenue to the garden was very impressive, with many established trees. First area, all pleach trees, too formal and structured and lacking colour. It was never supposed to have colour in the first place, and it's supposed to be formal. He doesn't like formality, obviously. He says it's too formal and structured. That's what it is. It's a structure on sticks. Very good general maintenance, but grass was cut a little too closely in places. Nothing to do with me. Box hedging was immaculate. Me. Borders needed a bit of weeding and deadheading. That's me. Lots of lost plants, I would agree, but it depends on the aspect of where you look at them from. And the idea is that, my idea always is that you don't see everything at once. It's a bit like a good painting. You come back to it again and again and you find something else.
If you want to cultivate a formal parterre and would like an alternative to the box hedging bee uses, try yew, which gives a similar effect. An alternative for bigger hedges is the larger-leaved pittosporum. Pruning should be carried out annually in summer with topiary shears or hedge cutters to keep specimens in shape. Faster-growing species may need to be trimmed twice each season. The next garden up for analysis has been created by mental health worker Bruno, who lives with his partner Chris in a suburb of Cork, around 12 miles from Bee and Mike. His 11 by 18 metre garden is made up of large-leafed exotic species, set in raised beds and surrounding perfect lawns. Rare plants have been collected and propagated from far and wide.
As a gardener, I'm very much a plantaholic. I love bold foliage, colourful flowers. I grow all sorts of plants from all different parts of the world. I propagate a lot of plants from seeds and cuttings. It's a lot cheaper that way, and it gives me things to swap with friends, and it's how I get some really cool plants. I think the great thing about exotic plants, especially in a small garden, is you plant a few of them and they give instant impact, and they transport you to another world. We bought the house 5 years ago, and a year later, after I finished college, I started on the garden. It was very much a blank canvas. It was just all grass, nothing here, grass and gravel. The first thing I wanted to do was create some nice views from the house. After that, it was to make it more secluded by screening the walls and screening out neighbours. My garden's definitely somewhere I escape to after work. I work in a mental health charity, and it can be tough going at times. I come out here for several hours every day, and I love it.
Amongst Bruno's favourite specimens are his sculptural plants.
This jungle giant is Gunnera manicata. It typifies the sort of giant jungly plants I grow in my garden. One of the reasons I love this plant is that it's very easy to look after, as long as you keep it well watered. Every spare minute I've spent in the garden. I've put a lot in, but I feel I've gotten a lot back.
But to get his garden ready isn't proving easy. With just days to go before his open day, Bruno's up against it.
I'm quite concerned the garden won't be ready on time. I've got weeding to do, I've got plants to plant, I've got deadheading, hanging baskets, lots of little jobs like that. They're only small jobs, but there's lots of them to do, and it might take me a bit of time.
Time's up. A few days later, his guests gather in front of Bruno's suburban house.
My first love is plants, and my garden began 4 years ago as simply a place to hoard them, using both hardy and tender plants and the common and rare. I hope that what I've developed is a compact but colourful escape within the confines of a small suburban garden.
Okay, well, judging from the front, it'll be pretty interesting to see what's behind the door.
The moment of truth has arrived for Bruno's south-facing town garden. His visitors will appraise his exotically themed plot with its nursery area, lawn pathways, and deep flower beds crammed with a myriad of exotics.
Oh, God.
Oh, my goodness.
Hoarder was the word? I think it's very apt.
It is a hoarder.
Yeah. This is
I
most
honestly
unusual.
know very few of these. Very unusual plants.
Fastidious, I would say the guy is.
Fastidious.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I wouldn't be, yeah.
Please explain. Fastidious.
We're in Cork City Island at tropical plant lover Bruno's house. And with their tour just beginning, what will his guests make of his exotic garden?
Look.
This is what you usually would find in Spain, wouldn't you?
Yeah, it's an agave. But I mean, if you feel it, it's actually quite spiky. They're quite spiky.
They're looking at the big Eringium, which is really spiky at the moment. That's the one that's leaning out, so it's kind of dangerous, and I'm a bit worried what they think.
Here we have a Gunnera, which is completely unusual in a suburban garden, but in a superb specimen. This grows to maybe 3-4 metres in a normal situation, so... But it's been kept down to size, because if this is not kept down to size, it could actually occupy 1/3 of this space.
Yes,
you know?
yes. The only thing which I would have not done myself would be the big gunora. I would have either hidden it a little bit more, put it deeper in, or putting it into a corner, but not at the entrance where you walk straight into that leaf.
Because we used to have so many stools of rhubarb at home, I just have a pet hate of gunner. I just don't like them. But that's because we used to have to pick it so much every year.
Did you have to eat the rhubarb as well?
Yeah. Actually, that was the one part I did.
Yo, you did like the rhubarb. Well, maybe
My mum could do
I hate to
some really
disappoint you
good
now. The gunner is not edible, okay?
They're definitely impressed by the different types of plants.
I'd say they're probably wondering how you fit so much into such a small space.
I really like the way he's put things together in the beds. You've got these very high structures and you come back down again. I really like the way he's done it. When you're in suburbia, you often think that it's just going to be garden beds. And he's certainly got away from that concept. You know, he brings your eye up and you actually have to look down rather than the other way around.
Bruno's clever layering of plants seems to be impressing his visitors.
It's incredibly well maintained, the edging and everything. I'm just amazed at this depth from the lawn down into the beds is incredible.
But because he has this kind of gully there, I think that would actually trap the water in, and that makes the flower beds actually keep the water.
And the walkways actually create space that wouldn't otherwise exist.
Yeah, it's a real lawn. I mean, he's obviously... He's put the seed in and he's manicured it from day one.
It seems to be naturally weed-free, and that must be because of the density of root planting.
There's no place naturally weed-free.
No,
I think that's a lot of work.
Well, I don't know, but...
You obviously don't weed, Harry.
I do
No,
weed.
he doesn't.
As the guests venture further through this suburban jungle, some of the plants look vaguely familiar.
That looks like a weed I would actually pull out in my own garden, doesn't it?
Well, it looks...
But it's not. It's
No, I think this is all
it
right.
wouldn't be a weed, would it?
I don't think so. There are no weeds in Bruno's garden.
No.
How do you think he's brought in all these exotics, or how's it working for him?
Well, it seems to be very sheltered. What do you think? There's a lot of height around the garden
We've got a walled garden. There's a lot of height.
Even where we're standing, it seems to be very humid and very warm.
So there's a microclimate in here.
Well, it's an extraordinary thing to say. You can have a microclimate in a spot like this. But this spot lends itself to the exotic plants.
By creating a protective environment, Bruno has given his tropical plants the best chance of success.
His passion for plant collecting is incredibly obvious. There's just enough room to get around the garden to get to see the plants. I mean, if he could put another story on the garden, he'd garden it. It's just fantastic.
Tour over. They must now consider and score Bruno's plot before meeting up with their host and his partner.
Everybody, this is my partner, Chris.
Hi, guys.
Chris, nice to meet you, Bea.
How you doing?
Very good, thank you.
All having a good day?
Oh my God, it's been incredible.
Yeah.
So, 4 years old?
Well, we bought the house 5 years ago, and when we bought it, it was all grass.
So everything has just been put in 4 years ago?
4 years ago. And some of the areas are even 2 or 3 years old.
The precision with which you get the edging done is phenomenal. Is there a technique that we don't know about and you'd like to share with us?
I used to use edging shears, but they kept breaking on me, and so I bought wallpaper shears. So they're long shears, so they're quite easy to go around.
Wallpaper shears.
Yeah.
But it's very deep.
The reason that I've got deep edging here is the ground gets quite waterlogged here. But those deep edgings are kind of like canals in a way.
Well, we were speculating about that.
Yeah.
We thought that they were little moats and gullies. Yeah.
Well, I really can't wait to show you around, but let's get stuck into some of this food first.
Good idea.
I'll agree with guys.
Lunch break over. The competitors want to test Bruno's garden knowledge.
One plant in particular which dazzled me is, what is this giant weed doing in here?
Technically, a weed is a plant grown in the wrong place, and the plant I think you're talking about is Sonchus fruticosus, which is basically a tree dandelion from Madeira. I think the foliage is quite exotic. I know the flowers look very dandelion-like, but the foliage is quite large and lush, which I really like.
Bruno's knowledge is amazing, but I presume he's still a young guy with a sponge in his head and he can just sponge everything up of the information and keep it there.
As part of the day, the host must share a secret to their garden's success. For Bruno, it's about propagation, which means growing from seed and cuttings. To demonstrate this, he wants his guests to join in with an activity.
The technique I'm going to show you today is air layering. Air layering is a way of propagating plants. And the reason I do it is because some plants can be tricky to propagate or take a long time. What I'm going to use is these little cutting globes, and they're basically like a little plastic egg with the hole in each side. The first thing you need to do is find a non-flowering shoot. Like on this dahlia here, there's a few shoots here. Go to a node. You know what a node is? It's like the little ankle where the leaves join. Scrape a little bit of the outer layer and exposing the under layer. The next thing you need to do, I'm just going to dab a bit of rooting hormone powder on the wound.
Okay.
What effect does that have on the wound?
It helps the plant produce roots in that location.
Okay.
You fill your little cutting globe with some moist compost.
Okay.
And you literally just clip it on.
That's amazing.
Like that.
Yeah. And
you know it's ready when there are lots of little roots visible around the plant. So you don't actually have to chop into your plant at all.
I would say Bruno is an absolute master of propagation.
I actually would love to come back in a month or two and see the end result and how it's used thereafter, you know?
Yeah.
So you can just scrape a little bit of the outer layer off.
And then I'm taking what looks like...
As his guests take their turn, Bruno's feeling upbeat.
I really enjoyed today. People's reactions were amazing. They seem to really enjoy the garden, so I'm really happy.
What would I take away from this garden today? Actually, the one thing I definitely know is what I don't know. It's an encyclopedia.
As they take their leave, Bruno's hunch is confirmed by the positive comments penned by his visitors.
I'm delighted with the comments, especially they've said professional, not a weed in sight, perfect, they wouldn't change anything. Do you know, that's brilliant. I'm delighted with it.
Bruno's chosen plants for structure and escapism. If you want to achieve a similar effect, why not try some of these big-leaf tropical species, which thrive in a UK garden? Tetrapanix papyriferex, or rice paper plant, has massive leaves, which can reach up to 1 metre wide. Its stems can grow to 2 metres in rich, well-drained soil. Another great addition to the urban jungle is the canna, with its large leaves and lily-like flowers. For a healthy plant, keep your rhizomes in the greenhouse over winter and plant out in May. The final garden belongs to legal consultant Harry and his wife Erica, who's a property manager. Situated 35 miles west of Cork, their 95 by 25 metre garden is perched on a windy hilltop in Dunmanway. It boasts stunning views over a 19th century stone wall that surrounds its perimeter. An impressively manicured lawn surrounds 2 rockeries which frame an ornamental pond.
The garden reflects our personality quite well because I like to have the mixture of colours and greens and a disorder.
Yeah, and I like the order of the lawn and managing the lawn and the relationship between the lawn and her crazy haphazard organisations.
Thank you.
Erica and Harry came together 8 years ago and have fought the elements side by side. And where some would have failed, they've succeeded and created a magnificent oasis.
We have quite a lot of wind up here, so we have to be careful with the plants we choose so that they don't get wind burned and the leaves actually get wind burned and then they look quite ugly.
It's almost as if there shouldn't be a garden here because it's quite difficult to get things to grow and it's quite difficult to get colour. So it's very special to be able to create something of real excellence in this place.
To protect the garden from wind damage, the couple have used mature trees for shelter. By choosing low-level shrubs, woody plants like hydrangeas and rhododendrons, with extensive roots for anchorage, they've created the garden of their dreams.
It's been an 8-year roller coaster adventure of learning between us. We reclaimed different parts of the lawn and topsoil. It was all joint effort, hard work. One person couldn't have done it, no question about that. This place needs 2 people who are similarly motivated.
Now, we're going to thin out that. If you don't put passion into a garden, you will never get a good garden.
We've developed an ethos of never, ever throwing anything out.
Yeah, if you go a bit deeper, we actually might get it out with the root and we can replant it later.
use a plant as best we can, get the best out of what we have as it grows.
Erica and Harry are passionately proud of their rockeries, which they've planted with sturdy alpines and desert plants like euphorbia.
The big rockery is one of my favourite places in the garden because it's giving depth to the garden with a variety of plants on it.
It's one of the defining features of the garden, and it also defines areas in the garden.
And here's their latest project, a contemporary gravel bed.
I saw an area in gravel with ornamental grass and I really liked the idea. So I came home and I said, Harry, that's what I wanted to have. After that, we decided on it and decided on the shape. And then Harry started digging.
It really is extremely satisfying to sit down on a chair over there at 8 o'clock on a summer's evening and look at the beauty that you've created.
That is nice.
With a few days to go before their open day, will the garden be ready in time?
I think I will get most of it ready. I will get the pond area ready and cleaned out. I might not be able to get all that done, but it might actually pass as being okay.
With one garden to view, the judges meet for the final time. Apart from a hillside walk, their only clues lie in the garden statement.
The passion for our garden started in an open, windswept field of weeds and nettles. Since then, we have painstakingly created a garden using historical limestone. We hope you enjoy the surprise that awaits you.
It'd be very interesting to see what grows here with all this wind.
Yeah.
Bruno and Mike have crossed the threshold of Harry and Erica's east-facing garden. They now have licence to explore their windswept oasis with its stone pathway, pair of rockeries and ornamental pond, all encompassed by a perfectly maintained lawn.
Okay, guys.
And I love the stepping stones.
Fab.
Oh, that's lovely.
Oh, there's the pond. Fabulous. Yeah. I like it. I'm actually very surprised because I really thought they wouldn't be able to grow this kind of stuff up here because it's high and it's very windswept.
It looks like quite a charming garden. Lots of colour. It's like it's got a bit of personality in it. I love all the little garden ornaments, and it's like someone hasn't followed the rules. They've just done what they wanted to do, and it's beautiful.
I don't know what Bruno is thinking. You see, we have loads of shrubs which he doesn't have because his garden is not big enough for shrubs.
I'm really curious. There's a lot of limestone here, yet the hydrangeas are blue. You usually only get blue hydrangeas on acidic soil. So that's an interesting one.
Not a bad start, but the first stop on the tour is the revamped small rockery.
Bruno, is that a ginkgo?
It is, yeah.
Yeah.
And it looks like a dwarf one. And it's been grafted as well, so it's obviously a dwarf variety grafted onto a...
Yeah, because I thought they make big, huge trees normally, don't they?
Yeah.
Over millions of years.
I really like the stonework, but it looks like everything was planted in a rush.
It's disjointed.
Disjointed,
Yeah.
I like it, actually, the way they put the stone in. It's a nice break, very different to what you had, which is, you know, catching the high eye level, and then you come down to look at stuff, which I really liked. But whereas this is keeping things at low, which they have to do because of the wind up here.
Yeah. I wonder did Harry move these stones? Doing his weightlifting exercises in the garden.
With mixed thoughts on the small rockery, the guests move on to the ornamental pond.
Lots of flag irises in here.
Yeah,
I love this ferny thing that's inside in the water. It's lovely, isn't it? This one here.
Pickerel weed.
Pickerel weed.
Yeah, Pondateria cordata or something like that. It's usually darker
Well done,
than that.
Bruno.
This garden wouldn't be the same without that pond in the middle. The pond provides a focal point, and it really gives a heart to the garden.
You can see that the ground looks really rich here, and they look really well established, these hostas as well. Who needs jungle plants when you can grow hostas, eh?
Yeah.
There's a bit of slug damage, though, isn't there?
Yeah.
They've been absolutely decimated by these big fellas. There's loads of them around.
Blackbirds are very good for the slugs and the snails as well. They take them.
With the pond going down well, Harry and Erica will be hoping their big rockery will capture the guests' imagination.
There's a complete mixture of plants here, kind of herbs and alpine plants. And I think because there's such a mishmash of things here, I think the main purpose is just to provide a bit of wind shelter. And it obviously does do a good job because it was quite sheltered back
Yeah,
there.
once we were there. Yeah, very good. The thing that continues through the whole garden is the stone. It's everywhere, and that works. But from a planting point of view, is a bit mixed. So this is lovely here, the lavender.
Yeah, I like lavender.
Yeah.
And I really like euphorbias as well.
This guy, verbascum here. I'm thinking he came in of his own accord, I would imagine, did he?
There is a definite interest in unusual or different plants that have a long flowering season. I do like that.
Okay, this is brand new anyhow.
Will I be honest and say my opinion of it?
Absolutely would love to hear it, because I was about to give mine.
I think it's awful.
The Buddha, he belongs in Tibet, not on the top of the mountain in West Cork. With grasses and gravel, it just doesn't do anything. It doesn't work. It just doesn't work, so.
Maybe if you had a small front garden and you put that in the front, that would be okay.
If you had no space, maybe, yeah.
I think he'd be better off, actually, if they created a little grotto for him in the stonework.
Guys, look at the view from here, and his path is still going on.
Wow.
Yeah, holy cow.
After enjoying the view, the guests take a moment to score the hard work put into this challenging location. Assessment done, there's a chance to take the weight off their feet and meet up with their hosts.
Thanks very much. What an amazing place you have here.
Top of the world.
I think you hit it there.
Top of the world. Top of the world.
Actually, what height are you at?
110 metres.
Holy cow.
And you've got a drop, so
And
you're
there is a
feeling
bit of a drop, yeah.
You've done an amazing job growing some plants here in such a windy location. How do you manage that?
I don't know, you have to be very selective with the plants.
We've relied on hardy shrubs and plants to create primary shelter. And then on the back of that primary shelter to actually get some planting in the centre and colour in the centre.
Refreshments taken, the guests need to test their host's garden knowledge.
One of the shrubs I've noticed doing really well here is the hydrangeas. And I've noticed that your hydrangeas are blue. Yet I've noticed a lot of limestone. Can you tell me a bit about that?
I never fed my hydrangeas. I bought them in blue, I bought them in purple, I bought them in pink, I bought them in red, plant them, and they stay in that colour.
Yeah.
Always do.
And also with hydrangeas, as I found to my cost, the less you interfere with them here, the better.
Yeah, very often here it's trial and error. Find the right spot for the right plant.
The failure rate is quite high.
Yeah,
I mean, you know,
so.
so that means when you're planting, say, a border, I know what Erica does. She just says, well, I'm doing this border, I just put everything in it. And there's an element of potluck and see how it goes.
As soon as I saw your pond, I was straight over there. It's absolutely stunning. Can you tell me a bit about it and maybe the challenges you face with it?
We actually have such a big growth with all our plants that, especially in the pond, I have to divide them every year.
And when do you divide them?
Whenever the plants are finished flowering, I wait just a little while and then I just go ahead and divide them.
Okay.
With dividing plants key to their garden ethos, Harry and Erica want to share their love of recycling by splitting some overgrown irises.
The reason we do it is to increase stock and stop plants overcrowding each other.
Okay.
What I'm going to do is I'm going to sink the fork into the ball of the iris, which has stopped flowering, and then I'm going to loosen the root like that. And I take out in one movement, like this, and onto the grass. And then I take one fork and I put in like that. And I take a second fork, as closely to the fork points can I go like that. And then I gently prise apart. And I have two beautiful plants instead of one.
I don't have that kind of fork strength.
After I've split like this, there's loose scotch grass and other things where I just take out like this. This one I'm going to repot, and this one I'm going to replant. About 1/3 of the original root, and with my hands, I actually gather in the soil, and there we have a much smaller, less invasive iris, which next year will cause exactly the same problem.
Well done, Harry.
And now it's Mike's turn.
You're doing well, Mike.
We'll see if he followed all the instructions, Harry. The demonstration, to see Mike doing it, was a bit funny, actually, because to see Mike doing anything in the garden apart from sitting on a ride-on lawnmower is fun.
Do you want it split here?
Yep.
I did enjoy the demonstration, but it was very basic. But I think Mike and Bea enjoyed it.
Natural! I feel today went extremely well.
I think it was a great day, and having the people here and showing them around in our garden, and I hope they liked it.
The open day is over. Before the winner is revealed, Harry and Erica learn what their guests thought of the day.
I really liked the broad variety of plants, but there didn't seem to be much of a theme.
I don't think that we have a theme. I think we just go with the flow as the garden evolves.
If you own this garden, what would you change? I would take out the Buddha bed, put in a lot more hydrangeas and a lot more fuchsias. Well, to be honest with you, I think the Buddha bed is a reference to the ornamental grasses in gravel, and I think that's beautiful.
In the moment, it's still new, but it will work there, and I love it there.
Our trio of gardens have been adjudicated on design, maintenance, host's knowledge and overall experience, but which was deemed the best? As host, Harry will divulge the winner of the esteemed Golden Trowel.
All good things come to an end, and the moment of reckoning has arrived. And we now will present and reveal the winner of the Golden Trowel. We started the week in the garden of Mike and Bea. Formal, peaceful, passionate, impressive. The garden truly is an extension of the house with many rooms.
Thanks, Harry.
And then we moved on to Bruno's garden. Bruno, the plantaholic.
Here, here.
Amazing, unique, intimate, fantastic. Described as a gardener's tropical paradise.
Wow.
And then we moved on to Erica's garden and my garden. And you described it as creative, relaxed, and you described it further as windy and very challenging.
We can actually see that here, yeah.
But the winner of the Golden Trowel is Bruno! Hey! Well done.
Very well done. You can't compete with the garden like Bruno has. It's just not possible.
Harry and Erica scored 51, with Bea and Mike on 69. But with 79 points out of 100, Bruno wins first prize and £500.
I'm just so delighted. I can't believe I've won. I think my garden probably won because it's so jam-packed full of colour and foliage. And I think the other gardeners saw what I see in it. It's an exotic escape.